If you buy a GPU for mining today, you can actually make a profit before Ethereum moves to proof of stake, but it does involve a little bit of strategy, so let me explain.
Warning, there are people pretending to be me in the comments and on social platforms. I'll never ask you to add me on WhatsApp or Telegram, and I'll never ask you to send me money, crypto, or your personal information. Alright? So please be careful, use your common sense, and don't let any of these imposters fool you. Alright, now back to the video.
Hey, how's it going, GPU heads? Thanks for clicking on my video. Seb Heslo here, and this is just a little bonus video because, yeah, I was, just doing some math for fun, as you do, and I kind of figured out that, yeah, you can actually still, theoretically at least, make a profit mining Ethereum on a freshly bought GPU before the end of Ethereum mining. So what I'm going to show you in this video is basically that. However, there are a few things I want you to take into account first. Number one, nothing in this video is financial advice. As with everything in my other videos, nothing is ever financial advice, alright? The second thing is that what I'm going to show you is, a theoretical scenario, if you will. And of course, the real world, we can never predict what will happen in the future. So it is all based on theory. The third thing is that I am not exactly telling you to go do this or saying it's a good idea. And I'm also not discouraging you from doing it. You are your own person and you will make your own decisions. I'm just here to, share some math that I did. Now, fourth is that I will leave some links to the best deals on GPUs that I found in the description of this video. And for full, transparency, those will be affiliate links, which means that if you do decide to make a purchase through those links, the channel does get a small commission at no extra cost to you. So, without further ado, let's get into the math together, shall we? Alright, so this all came about when they decided to delay the difficulty bomb on the Ethereum network. Now, the difficulty bomb is basically a way where they artificially make the block times longer and longer in order to slow down the network to push the developers to finish the merge into proof of stake quicker, which the merge into proof of stake is when we can no longer mine Ethereum. Now, for us miners, that means that the sort of reward we're getting becomes less and less and less every day because the difficulty is artificially increasing on the network. So them deciding to, delay the difficulty bomb here until mid-September, basically the consensus of that is, well, they are not ready to launch the merge until at the very earliest mid-September, and probably even longer than that. It probably just means that that's when they'll restart the difficulty bomb in order to sort of pressure themselves to get the merge out as quickly as they can after mid-September. So you probably at the very least have until mid of September to mine Ethereum, and that's what we'll go with in the calculations today. Mid-September is about 72 days away, so that's what we'll use. Now, I also want to mention that for this strategy that we're going to use here in sort of the scenario is holding your Ethereum and selling it at a later date for a much higher price than the kind of low price that Ethereum is at right now. Now, why do I mention this? Well, if we kind of have a look at the price history of, well, Ethereum and crypto in general, you can kind of see here that it seems to be cyclical, right? Now, again, not financial advice. No one can tell the future. This is just sort of, I guess, my view of how the crypto market works, but it kind of seems that every time Bitcoin has a block reward halving, that is then followed by a massive bull run. And it seems that each of those bull runs are bigger than the last one. So you can see that happened here in 2018, and then we had a even bigger one in kind of 2021, 2022. That was 3 years. So what about 2024, 2025? What's not to say that, we're not gonna see a bull run where Ethereum goes to 10,000 per coin or whatever. So what I'm gonna use is this sort of like peak we saw here as the price we sell Ethereum at, which I'm gonna say $5,000. If you think that's outlandish, then let me know in the comments, I guess, why you don't think that will happen. Again, this is speculation and not financial advice. Now, I know some of you might say, well, if you believe that the price of Ethereum is gonna go up, then why not just buy Ethereum instead of go through all the hassle of mining it? Well, It isn't that easy. I actually have a whole video exploring this, so if you want to have a look at that, I'll leave a link to that up in the card there, so you can go check that out. So without further ado, let's get into the math. Alright, so here we are in the spreadsheet, and I just thought, I've prepared it here, but I thought we could kind of fill it out together. Just for fun. So I'm gonna go with, as an example here, the 3070, which is a good all-round GPU, good for mining, good for gaming. Will probably have good resale value, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, but let's just fill it in. So a 3070 gets around 62 mega hash on Ethereum, pulling around 125 watts. So what does a 3070 cost today? Well, let's have a look at Amazon, and the reason I'm using Amazon for this is because of the fast delivery. Now, could you get a slightly better price bidding on a used 3070 on eBay? Yeah, maybe, but then you have to sort of wait out the whole auction and bid on it, and once it's, you finally win it, you then have to wait a couple days or something for the seller to actually mail it to you, and then wait for shipment. And those are all days that you could have been mining on your GPU and sort of, get that extra Ethereum, which is what we want. We want to maximize the amount of Ethereum we can mine on this GPU. So in the end, will you make more actually having another week of mining Ethereum versus, getting a few bucks off the price? I guess that's up to you to decide. But let's have a look at what a 3070 costs on Amazon right now. So 640, we have a gigabyte here for $599. That's a 3070 Ti. We have one for $605 here, and yeah, here we have a EVGA, a nice one, XC3 for $590. So let's go with that one, because I think that's a good 3-fan GPU. It's EVGA, which is a decent brand, and it's a good price, $590. And as I said, I'll leave the links to the best deals I find in the description of this video. So let's put that into our spreadsheet here, 590. And then we can see here, I've also got the amount of days until the end of Ethereum mining, which is today 72 days until the mid of September. Now, as I said, probably have more time even after that, but let's go with 72. I also have this filled in, which is the Ethereum yield, the amount of yield you get mining Ethereum per mega hash per day right now. So this is just taken directly from what to mine, which is usually pretty precise in terms of Ethereum mining yield. And then I also have our electricity price here, which I usually go with 10 cents per kilowatt hour, but I know a lot of you say that that's too little. I go with 10 cents because that's what I pay. So let's go with 15 cents for today, right? So we buy it for $590. And the amount of Ethereum we're mining today, you can see the math there, very complicated, just hash rate multiplied by how much we yield per day. And then we are also doing that times 72 in order to see how much Ethereum we're gonna yield until the end of Ethereum mining, right? So that's this much. Now, what if we sell that mined Ethereum at $5,000 per Ethereum in terms of price, right? Well, that is $339 for the Ethereum that we mined for these 72 days. And then because I wanted to be as thorough as I could here, I've also included tax here. So I'm not 100% sure how it works in the US, where a lot of you are, and I guess the rest of the world as well. But I think just in general, let's just throw 15% flat on the whole sum here of $339. I know there's a lot more to it. Can you deduct electricity and capital gains or capital loss and so on? But let's just go with a flat 15% on the whole amount. That leaves us with $288.37. Then we of course have the power cost there, which basically I'm just taking the 125 watts, converting that to kilowatt hours, and then multiplying by the 72 days, and then multiplying with our electricity price. So total electricity price for mining with a 3070 for 72 days is $32.40. Now, you might say, well, $288 minus 32 cents, that's obviously not $590 that we paid for the GPU. That's not profitable. well, you're forgetting that we also have a GPU, you know, that we can sell. Now, of course, this is just if you decide to sell your GPU right at the end of Ethereum mining, because what you also could do, of course, is just keep it and keep mining other GPU mineable coins for the next, probably you get another 4 years of mining on your GPU. Now, of course, this is if you believe that GPU mining will stay profitable after the Ethereum merge, which of course we can't know for sure, because, you know, we don't have a crystal ball, we can't see the future. But in my opinion, yeah, if GPU mining is gonna stay profitable, because I guess it's just my opinion or whatever, but I feel like mining is a self-regulating system where, you know, if it's not profitable, people are gonna stop mining, obviously, because why would you mine at a loss? But if people stop mining, then mining profitability goes back up again and becomes profitable for those who don't stop. So that's my opinion. I just wanted to sort of like add that in here, that you don't have to sell and see this as the end all be all in terms of profitability. You could also mine other coins for the next 4 years and probably make a massive profit that way, maybe. And I think a GPU that you've just had for 72 days, now this is if you choose to sell it when the Ethereum merge happens, right? You should at the very least be able to sell that for $350. I think that, you know, it's still a current gen GPU and it's towards the higher end of them, and it's, in my opinion, a very good GPU with lots of applications, not just mining, but it's great for gaming and other things like that as well. So I think you should very realistically be able to sell a 3070 for $350, you know, 72 days from today. So where are we at? Well, if we look at total money made, that is of course the actual, you know, mining profit, if you will, after tax is deducted, as well as what we got selling the GPU here. And then if we look at what the actual profit is, well, just take this number minus what we paid for the GPU and minus our power cost, and that leaves us with a, you know, hefty profit of $16. Now, do keep in mind that this $16 is taking exactly everything into account. At least I think so. It's taking power cost into account, it is taking tax into account, and it's taking hardware degradation into account. Now, if you can think of anything else, then please let me know in the comments what I've missed. But I really do think that would be everything. Now, of course, this is also just if there's only 72 days of mining until the end of Ethereum, which I think we'll see quite a bit more than that. I think it will probably go for at least this rest of the year. However, if they launch the difficulty bomb again and don't delay it further, then of course you're gonna make less and less Ethereum after the bomb is launched again. So let's say we would get the equivalent of another 90 days of mining, right? So let's fill that in. And as you can see, now we're profiting about $80 on a 3070. And also keep in mind, this is for one single 3070. So, you know, let's say you buy 10 of them, now all of a sudden you're making $800. Or let's say you buy a 12 GPU rig of 3070s. Now you're basically making $1,000 in profit. Now, what I thought I'll do is I'll stop the camera here and I'll fill this out with a bunch of other GPUs so we can see how they sort of stack up against each other and which one would be the sort of best investment based on my predictions here. And while I do that, I'm gonna tell you about our sponsor.
Octominer, the only smart server case for your GPU rigs. Now, I personally have 2 Octominers and they are by far my favorite mining rigs, which is why I'm so happy that they wanted to sponsor this video. I love how you can control the speed of the 140mm server fans automatically based on the temperature of your GPUs. And the server case form factor makes managing heat and airflow a breeze, pun intended. Normally, Octominers are sold in bulk of at least 5 server cases per customer, but right now, until the 8th of July, they are actually lowering this limit to just 1 per customer. If you're in the US or Canada, your order will be managed by their official partner MinerDude, but if you're anywhere else in the world, you'll get your case directly from Octominer themselves. So click the link below in the video description to find out more.
Alright, so here we are. I've filled in the sort of hash rate, power usage, and price I could find on Amazon for all of these GPUs here. You can see we have the 6600, the 6600 XT, 6700 XT, 1660 Super, 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3070 Ti, 3080, and the 3090. And yeah, you got the prices that I found on Amazon there. Again, link in description if you do want to purchase one. And yeah, just filling it all out here, you can see I'm going with the 90-day until the end of Ethereum because I think that is more realistic. So you can see the profit we are making on each of the GPUs until then, based on the price we can buy them on Amazon, as well as my estimate for what you would be able to sell these GPUs for 90 days later. What I will do is I'll also leave a link to the spreadsheet in the description, so you can go in and adjust it with your own power cost or tax, percentage, or if you think you could be able to sell the GPUs for more or less than I've specified here, you can do those calculations. But yeah, you can see the profit we would make in 90 days there. What I also did was I wanted to figure out, okay, what gives you, what's the best return on investment kind of thing? Like, when do you, so for example, right, you have the, let's say the 6600 XT for 31 mega hash, $360, or, twice that, 62 mega hash for the 3070 at $590. Well, obviously, 590 is less than twice the price for a 6600 XT, so obviously that's a better buy, right? So what I did was just, how much profit are you getting per invested dollar, basically? So it's just the profit divided by the price, and there you can see basically which one is the best investment, and it's the 3080, believe it or not. And that is just because the 3080s are just kind of cheap right now. Like $800 for a 3080 is really cheap if you compare to how much they went for just a few months back. Basically, it all just comes down to, it's a good price per mega hash, you know what I mean? So like the 3070, you're getting about $10 per mega hash, while the 3080 is just 80 cents per mega hash, and that is why we are getting such a better sort of profit per investment. Now, with the 3080s, of course, they come with a caveat that is they run really hot, so you might need to invest in some further, either external cooling, or use an Octominer, sponsor of this video, or you might need to repad them, stuff like that. So maybe this figure is a little bit skewed there. Me personally, I love the 3070. That's probably the one I would go for. It has no sort of heat issues really, and it's a good GPU. But that's about it. Now, if you found this video helpful, then please give it one of these. And if you really liked it, you can now join the channel to help support what I do here. It really does make a big difference, and it means a lot to me, so thank you. But what you gotta do now is you gotta click on one of those videos on the screen. Because this video is over, you can also click the picture on my face to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, go click on that next video, and I'll see you there. Goodbye. Goodbye, bye bye.